on the LGBTQIA community, they have to understand that others are captured, and it goes beyond the issue of homosexuality. The issue here, though, is that there's some constitutional violations.
This is
I would have said so subsequently. I would have also predicted that if the matter was taken to court, that it would be an easy win. Again, people are offended by what I said before, but as I said, I stand on the truth. Now, I was very clear about the religious sensibilities of our people. I understand how those in the Christian community feel about buggery. Although, as I said, many of them, they're hypocritical because some of them are involved in the very act. Let us not forget the amount of Catholic priests and so on who have come out and admitted that they've been involved in buggery. They've buggered some of our youth and so on and had to repent and all that. A lot of them lost their jobs, but this is the kind of hypocrisy that we have to deal with. But the issue is here is that the matter went to court. And as you know, we have separation of powers. This is not a matter involving the executive. And the court has ruled that the provisions are discriminatory. And we can't build a society based on discrimination. Discrimination results in tensions, they include social tensions. So we have to accept the position of the court. I mean, we cannot overrule the court. We have no jurisdiction over the court. And we also have to accept that even those who are different from us, those who are part of the LGBTQIA community, they are people. They're human beings just like us. And they have rights. And they should be treated like human beings, not like animals. They should not be discriminated against. Our Rastafarians, for example, we have made a point that we should not discriminate against them. We want an inclusive society. And that is how you're going to have a society that is unified and one that does not disintegrate into tribalism. In fact, as you said, the senator, I mean, I just came back recently from Rwanda, and many individuals would have known about the civil war in Rwanda, in which within a 90-day period, 1 million people lost their lives, nearly a quarter of their population. And that is because of, tribalism. They had the Hutus and the Tutsis. Yes. And for some reason, they're able to discriminate against the Hutus, and the Hutus eventually wiped out some of the Tutsis, even though the Hutus lost some of their people too, because at one point they were treating the Tutsis as special, and they would have empowered them with power and so on, and even in terms of looks, because they were taller and they're probably a little better looking, they got preferences. We don't want any society in which there's any form of discrimination or any superclass and underclass in this country. One set of citizens, and no matter where you emanated from and you achieve citizenship of this country, we treat everybody with the same level of respect and the same level of opportunity. So I just want to appeal to those who may have an issue with the ruling to understand that this is not an issue of religious morality. It's an issue about constitutional violations, violating the rights of the individual. And at the same time, I don't think anyone can expect the government to legislate morality. And then you will have to get into the issue of the type of sin, if it's a venial sin or mortal sin. I know there are many individuals who believe that homosexuality is a venial sin that is deserving of punishment in accordance with certain biblical principles. And I have no interest challenging that kind of thinking. All I'm saying here, notwithstanding on which side you may fall, we have to be respectful of each other, and we have to be respectful of the constitutional rights of the individual, even though we may not agree with the lifestyle of certain individuals. And I hear some experts argue that LGBTQIA is not a lifestyle, but perhaps there's some structural issues why people behave in that way. I'm not arguing that either. All I know is that as a government, we have to preside over an inclusive society, one in which there's no discrimination, and we certainly respect the decision of the court, while at the same time respecting the religious sensibilities of those who believe that morally it's a bad decision. Again, we are not arguing against that, but we have an obligation as the leadership of this country to ensure that we have no discrimination that will give rise to social tensions and disunity within the community.
Okay.